it's me, Canadiensis, and today's video is going to be an unboxing and review of this beautiful Hercules and Megara limited edition doll set, and this was released at D23 this year, 2022, and the only reason I was able to get this is because my wonderful new friend, the Dolly Paints, was at D23 and offered to pick up some dolls for me, and I did pay for them and everything, but they would not have been possible for me to get otherwise, and I appreciate it so much. So this is what the box looks like. I love this art style that they did, and this box in particular is really cool. Generally, I don't keep my Disney LE boxes, but this one I'm not going to be able to get rid of. So this is what the back of the box looks like. The retail cost for this was $300. And it says, "She won't call it love, even if he will. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of Hercules from 1997 with our iconic titular character and the damsel who doesn't need saving, Megara. This set includes our two favorite characters who team up to take on the flaming deity of the underworld, Hades. Sure to make a great addition to any collection, this doll set is legendary. Like our dynamic duo, who goes on to prove love does conquer all." And then there's Hercules. I think his turned out a lot better, but I think this image is literally in the movie, and I like that he's on the little column. And then we open it up. By the way, this is limited to 500 in the world, which I have huge qualms with because this is our first release of a Hercules doll since the 90s, potentially? At like almost 20 years, if not 20 years. I don't know when the last Mattel Hercules was actually produced, but anyways, he looks amazing. So I desperately hope that they do end up using his sculpt again to make more Hercules dolls, because otherwise that would be really sad that there's only one way to get Hercules and it's in an extremely limited set. This movie's very popular, especially right now. It's just very disappointing, but this set is incredible. I really love that they included the muses on the inside of the box. They're all singing. And then the certificate of authenticity, mine is number 393. And then let me remove this little piece and we will look at them a little closer. This is what they look like without all that glare on them, and I will be comparing this Megara to the Midnight Masquerade version. I do not have the Playline Disney Store release of Megara, unfortunately, but I will compare her to the Midnight Masquerade one, which is the other designer version. And then this is what Hercules looks like. I think he looks so good, and I'm so excited to get these out of the packaging. I cannot wait to display them with Hades. That's what I'm the most excited about. It was so weird to me that Hades, of all characters, got a doll before Hercules. Hercules had a doll in the 90s, but I mean like a Disney Store release. Very interesting, but I'm really glad that at least there's a potential for more Hercules now. This is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. Anyway, let's get them out of the box. We are getting them out of the box. Who's here? There's someone in my house!
This is not your house.
That's right. I'm not at my own home right now.
Damn.
Can I please leave?
No.
Please?
No. No,
I don't want to have to film more videos. Please, help me. I don't want to narrate this. I don't know what to say. I just opened some dolls. It was actually kind of difficult because they were like really like tied in there good.
That's what she said. Delete it. Delete the video.
Oops. They're both out of the box now, and that was the most difficult unboxing experience I've actually ever dealt with. There were so many plastic ties holding this thing, and then this side of it, and then the skirt for some reason is pinned in a way that it's going to stick up like that. As you can see, it still wants to be like that, so you have to kind of fold it down. But I am really excited that this is a gown that trains a little bit. It actually drags on the floor. Most do not, and I really appreciate that. Specifically the Elsa from the collector doll set, which is also a D23. It's not exclusive, but it was sold there. Elsa's dress for some reason doesn't train at all, even though I really think it should. So props that this one actually does. I'm really excited about that. And then Hercules was super easy to get out of the box, actually. It was just Meg that was an absolute nightmare. But here they are with no major casualties. We're going to start with Hercules because he's the reason that I bought the pack, and he turned out so good. I think that the current design team and the design direction that Shop Disney is going for with the sculptors and the face painters and that kind of stuff, they are truly hitting it out of the park, especially in the last, I'd say like 4 years. They have been doing so well with all of these characters that have never been imagined by Shop Disney before or haven't been imagined in a decade or more or haven't had a new face sculpt in a decade or more. They are doing such a good job with them. And Hercules even has his hair and headband sculpted, and he looks so cool. And I love that he has this gold metallic sheen. It's on his skin subtly, but it's really visible in his hair. You can see that his hair is painted orange, but it has this really cool gold effect to it. I love the paint that they chose and the way that it's painted on. I think it looks so good. And I love the kind of like sculpted on and painted on headband. I think it turned out really good. I think trying to do a not sculpted on headband would have been a bit silly because of the way they have the hair sculpted. And the face is very simple, but I really like it. As usual, I'm not a fan of the eyebrows being so emotive. To me, that makes the doll a little bit less versatile, but they're not dramatic. And I love that they painted the ears. I think that's really cool, and it fits the art style from the movie super well. And check out his chin and nose. I really, really love how these dolls look in profile. It's just like every single angle was considered, and they just did such a good job. Absolutely love it. And if we move down to the outfit, it's going to be fairly simple compared to, say, Megara's, but I am completely blown away by it. So the top layer is a cape. It is rubber banded into place right now, and I'm going to be leaving that because I want it to be able to stay, but it's made out of a crushed velvet type of material. I doubt it's literally velvet or anything, but it's super, super soft and high quality. It's luxurious. I like it. And then, just like a suit, it has this like pleat to it. It's very interesting, but there's an embroidered gold little like braid thing there, and all around the trim there's some plastic ties in place to make it bunch in certain ways that you can take out if you'd like to. And then we have this piece of hardware to combine it. Cape is overall simple until you get to the bottom of the cape where there is embroidery. Pretty cool. So we have a lion over here, one of the trials of Hercules, and then I'm assuming this is meant to be Peg over here, and there's another plastic tie, but that one can just pop right out. Pretty cool. And then back up to the outfit. The outfit is phenomenal. So I'm gonna kind of slip this off really quickly. This outfit has far exceeded any expectations I would have had for a Hercules doll. So it's all cold to the touch. So it's plated in some sort of metal, and I just think that's so cool. And then there's this pleather material around the back, kind of holding the armor on, and you take it off with some Velcro at the sides, which we will do later because I want to show you the body sculpt, since I believe this is an all new body sculpt, or at least partially. I love this though. I like that it has the little swirl things that are all over Hercules. It's got scales on it, and then we have some, let me zoom in a little more. So these are super cool. I know it's hard to tell, but they're actually the Titans from the beginning of the movie. So there's two of them. So you can see the two heads. I believe this one had two heads. And then the arms, the legs, the little wind coming down on that one. And then over here, this one is a little bit more clear what that one is. Pretty cool. Really like that. And then underneath the armor, there is this kind of pleather looking material again. And yeah, there's lots of this metal. So here's a piece here. And here it looks like, I wonder if the same designer worked on this one and Hercules as like the lead designer. Sorry, not Hercules, Hades. Because this kind of vibe was on Hades as well. And this is the little skirt piece. And down to the sandals. So they have a pleather piece, but the rest is just sculpted plastic that's painted. And yeah, what can I say? They look pretty good. They are sandals. Also bracers. So the bracers are also two-parters. So they have this pleather material and then the metal plated material up top with the little rhinestones that are also on the chest piece. Really, really cool. I love the sculpting, and the plating just adds so much to this doll. It makes him so luxe and interesting, and really, really fits, you know, him being Hercules. And then this little piece here as well. Super cool. This is what Hercules' body sculpt looks like. So the wristbands are certainly removable. It's just that I think you need to heat them up. I couldn't really get them off. It's also a possibility that the wrists, like the hands, do come off at the wrist, but I didn't want to risk it in case they don't. And he has ankle articulation and knee articulation. He can actually hit a double joint here, but because of the shape of the legs, they can't actually like kneel, but not a big deal. I'm not planning on making this doll kneel or anything. And yeah, so that's the sculpt. I'll show the back as well. Just like in the movie, same proportions. Pretty cool. Now I have to go through the arduous process of putting all this back on. By the way, these were stuck on really, really good. It was really hard to get them off. And then I wanted to prove to you how like metal these are. That's metal. Also, check out that embroidery. Did not point it out earlier. And then let's take a closer look at the Titans as well. So cool. The sculpt on this is just so neat. They really could have just done, you know, a little armor chest plate and called it a day, but I really love that they went the extra mile and added all that detail. Also, look at the interior detail on the metal pieces. This one doesn't have that, but this one does. Check that out. Pretty cool. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Megara, who looks really, really good. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to get both of these because my initial plan was to find someone who didn't want Hercules so that I could just buy Hercules off of them. So I'm just very, very pleased that I ended up with this Meg. She's absolutely gorgeous. So this is a problem across the board with Shop Disney, especially the LE dolls because they happen to have a lot of hair. This neck joint is not strong enough to support the hair, unfortunately. There are fixes for it, but it's just kind of irritating that I'm gonna have to behead my expensive limited doll in order to fix that problem. But for me, it's not too big of a deal, but when I'm trying to do photography and I can't get the head position I want, it's extremely aggravating. But most people leave these dolls in box, so I guess they don't really care to fix it. But regardless of that, she's absolutely gorgeous. First of all, neutral expression on the eyebrows. Thank you. Yay! Because the other Megara has, well, I'll show you her later. And her makeup is overall fairly simple, but a bit less simple than usual. So that gold line, and then the purple crease, and the light purple lid, and then a little bit above that with the pink, and you can see like wraps around. This is some of the most like detailed makeup I've seen on a designer doll, to be honest. They don't really put a lot of detail into the makeup usually. And then she's got an uneven smirk. And then she has these little curls. These are two different ones here. So two really short ones here and then two longer ones here. Her head will not stop drifting backward. I apologize. She has these really nice dangling earrings that are actually made of little metal chains. And then there are rhinestones. I love that they both have rhinestones that like bring their outfits together. I think that's super fun. And then if we move up a little bit, we can take a look at her hair. I have to move up because it's so big. So Megara is known for always having like a big cool ponytail, and this is no exception. So she has some cool metal armor in her hair, I guess. Like that's her hair accessory. It looks super, super cool. And I love the hair color. It has a slight red tone to it. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can see that there's a braid here. Really like that because it gives the appearance of that like weird, you know what I'm talking about in the animation. It just has like weird shape. And then her hair comes down. Yeah, so I don't normally mind that these dolls have heavily gelled hair because, you know, they're collectible dolls. But this is quite a bit. There's still a tie from the packaging in here, actually. But this is something. Quite a bit. I absolutely love how, like, long her hair is, though. And if you were to rinse out all of this gel, it would be super soft. I know that. It is nylon. It's nice hair. But I do understand why they do gel it so intensely. She has this really nice little necklace that, again, is either fully metal or metal plated. I'm leaning towards metal plated, but all of these pieces are quite heavy, so I don't know. Yeah, there goes her head again. She has this sash that's really tight. So there's this belt piece, this gold belt piece. It appears to be separate. Yeah, so it is separate. So I will take that off and show you the dress underneath it later. But for now, I want to show you how it all looks assembled. So this sash thing is actually sewn into the waistband, so you can't get it out without cutting it out. And then it comes over the shoulder, and it is just the strap, but then this piece is kind of meant to look like it's coming off of that same one, and it goes all the way down. Looks pretty good. And I really like the color of this. I'll show you when I compare her to Midnight Masquerade. It's quite different than the other one. At least I'm pretty sure it is. It's such a pretty color. And then you can see the gold of the train of this dress as well. And the grain of this fabric is nice, but it scared me when I first unboxed her. I thought these were poles, but I get it now. It's very pretty. And then we're gonna move back up. That's where the little Velcro for the back is. There's no details on the back of this doll, except, I guess, these things. We're gonna move her hair over so we can take a look at the other side of the dress. So on this side, there's a sash that is sewn on the inside of the neckline, or the chest line. I don't know. It's called a neckline. This is a sweetheart neckline. But anyway, I really like this little metal bead that they put here. It's really fun. On this side of the sash, and you can drape it. I love that you get different draping opportunities. I do think it is a missed opportunity, but again, these dolls, I have to say this 1,000 times, but Disney does not expect very many of these dolls to be removed from the packaging. But wouldn't it have been cool if this wasn't attached so you would have more draping potential? But I do really love it, and Midnight Masquerade also had a lot of fun draping options, so, you know, both really, really cool. And then we have this really nice, delicate little jewelry chain here as the other strap. And this awesome metal armor thing, which is a full piece. Actually, it's just the sash is covering it. Yeah. It doesn't have any Easter eggs in it that I can see, but it's pretty cool, I have to say. And again, cold to the touch, heavy. It's metal. It is sewn in here, so if you wanted to get it out, you'd have to cut it. But you'd only have to cut a couple of ties, so it wouldn't be too difficult. But good luck putting it back on without sewing it back on. Little wristband. Moving down more, we can see her little chain details. Lots of chains this year from the D23 dolls. Just draping. I like these little like beads at the end. They're like metal beads. They're really nice. They would come off super easily though. So if you unbox your doll, pay attention to those if you ever take her out to a place that isn't like your home or your shelf or something. So we have a lot of different layers to juggle. So first, this gold thing, which is tied on with plastic ties, but once you cut those, it will be fully removable. Love this big, cool, it's either meant to be like an angel wing or a Pegasus wing. I'm leaning towards Pegasus, and for obvious reasons, but it would make sense for it to be like an angel wing too, because those are also part of the, I don't know, rhinestones. Then on the back of this, again, undetailed back, but you can see on the side, we have some really cool embroidery and some on this side. See all these plastic ties? I really tried to remove them all for you guys, but the debris remains. Beautiful. Just very simple flower designs, but super cool. Nonetheless, more of these remnants of the plastic ties. Embroidery. More embroidery. And then the front of the skirt is really intricately tied. This is all done with plastic ties again, which is to me a strange choice, but so be it. Love the embroidery all over this, and I love the way that it's tied in too. I just wish it was, and it is sewn, but down here it's not sewn, so it's I would worry about that over time. Like mine wasn't tied right here like it should have been, so it's already wanting to pop up, which is not ideal, but you can kind of put it under the gold and fix that problem. And then at the bottom, we have the flower that she holds in I Won't Say I'm in Love, which is also a detail on the box. Super cute. Really love this. This is one of the more impressive dolls in terms of the amount of embroidery, the different layers, the different embroidery. Thoroughly impressed with this one. And then to take this gold cape thing off, you just have to cut all the little plastic ties. So I will be doing that now. It's not a cape thing, it's like a train. But I wanted to show you what the dress looked like without it. I'm not sure what exactly I expected, but it wasn't this. So looks pretty normal, right? Let's move down. Still looking overall pretty normal, weird silhouette. Yeah, so I guess the gold thing is not meant to be like a removable piece so you can convert the dress. It's more for ease of construction, I guess. But you could do this. I mean, this looks more modern, like some kind of party dress, but then this thing is confusing. But yeah, completely unexpected. And then she has these really sweet little shoes. Let me move the camera down so we can look at them. Really simple little shoes. No idea if this is an original sculpt or not, nor do I care because it matches well. It's very cute. They're gold. Just simple. I do hate the way Disney uses this like really rubbery plastic for shoes though, because that happens to the heels. Like she was packaged exactly the way they wanted her to be forevermore. And they're like that. And she's got a lot of leg out, so we're gonna put that gold skirt thing back on for the comparison to Midnight Masquerade. Here we have the 2019 Midnight Masquerade Megara doll, and then the D23 2022 Megara doll. Remarkably different facially, which I was not expecting. I do prefer the Midnight Masquerade face, but I really like both. I think they both resemble the character really, really well. I'm just really surprised that they're so different, but I really, really love it. I think the hair is more exciting on this one for sure. And this dress, as much as I love it, the construction of it is kind of weird. As you can see, just the way this lays because of the material they used is so off. So I kind of hate that. I really appreciate the material that they used on this one and the way that they draped it. I think it looks really good. And, oh, I wanted to show you the difference in colors. So this is just much more vibrant. And this one's a lot more muted. And I love how convertible it is again. And both of them do have metal accessories, like this Meg's little bracelets and the pauldron and the headband were all metal. So yeah, I think still my favorite is this one, but that's because to me the most important thing is the face. And I really like this one, but this one is so decked out. This is definitely the one that's like more worth the money, the superior doll, but I think I just prefer this one because of the face alone. Honestly tempted to swap the outfits, but I will not do it. Also, I do prefer the shoes on this one. Little gold gladiator sandals, so cute. Oh, no stupid tissue paper in this one. Dress holds its own shape. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'd love to know what you guys think, and especially those of you who love Hercules. Do you think this was a good representation, a good 25th anniversary set? I really love these. I think they're so well done. I'm blown away. Truly, because of all the metal details and like all the crazy construction and embroidery and the materials that they used, these are some of the most worth the price Disney LEs I've ever had. But that kind of sucks to say because there's only 500 of these in the world. And they're D23 exclusive, and they're not doing an alternative release outside of D23. So I'm very happy for myself. You know, I love these dolls and they're great, but it really is not ideal that they're not going to be accessible to more people. I mean, Disney LEs in general are not super accessible, but usually there's at least 5,000 of them, so you have a fighting chance. But with these, no. I'm pretty sure there's like 4,700 of this doll. I might be completely off base. I don't recall. But that's like only 10% as many of this Megara as there are this Megara, which is quite strange. I don't know. I understand that sometimes they want to do items that are a bit more exclusive, but it sucks when it's such a rare character, and especially when it's a character that literally will not get another doll, I don't suspect, and hasn't had a doll in, what, 20 years? All right, hold on a second. I wanted to go get Hades for this. I probably should have had Hades over here this whole time. But anyway, I'm really impressed with this whole set of dolls because they are so accurate to the movie art style. That movie is in 2D and is extremely stylized, but yet they were able to create 3D representations of the characters with brand new face sculpts, brand new body sculpts, so much new stuff that really, really capture the art style and the spirit of the movie. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I wanted to show my 90s Megara doll. Now, please note, I got her at a thrift store when I was probably like 14, and I attempted to fix her hair. I didn't do a great job. I need to try to fix it again now. But anyway, this is my Mattel Megara doll from back when the movie first came out. And honestly, the face sculpt on this doll is pretty impressive considering the time, like how accurate it is. But this was all we had. There's, I think, two. There's a Grecian Love Pack and then this one, which is actually quite cool. There's these little pull cords. You can convert the dress, but that's not the point. Also, like, I cannot recreate her hairstyle. It's not happening ever. But she does have the little headband, which is quite cool. It's just not in correctly because the rubber band must have broken or something. But anyway, 20-year-old doll. There were only like maybe 3. I don't 100% recall. I do actually have the original Hercules doll, but I couldn't find him for this video. I think I packed him with Brett's stuff because Brett loves that doll so much. I suspect this doll is going to often end up in Brett's office too because he loves Hercules. And he really liked the other Hercules doll that I had. But yeah, I'm overjoyed that there's limited edition dolls of all of these. I just really hope, because this doll, again, relatively easy to get. I have no idea what the current price is, but there is a classic doll version that retails for like $10 to $20. This Ellie, again, I am scared to look up the price, but there were quite a few of him. He was not hard to get at the time. 500 in the world is kind of a problem. I really, really hope that they make a general release Hercules, either a general Ellie release or a classic doll of some sort. Please, for the 25th anniversary, please. This is such a beloved character. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd love to know what you guys think of these. And which of these dolls do you think turned out the best? Like, the most like the character, I guess. Or just which one's your favorite? I think the one that's the most impressive to me, honestly, is Hades, because the way they did his outfit is so interesting, because they fully had to come up with, like, most of this stuff from scratch, and I love, like, the souls and the, like, look at all the, it's so cool. He's so cool. I think he's the, oh, but I love, see, that's what I was talking about, like, Hades had the same situation going on. But I love that the Titans are so, like, a sewn Inbrook, sculpted in here. It's so cool. So cool. But yeah, for sure, like, as beautiful as these two dolls are, they don't really hold a candle to these two in terms of, like, how interesting and the references to the movie and how creative they were. Although the armor implemented into the dress on this one is beyond interesting. I really, really love it. Forgot to check if the embroidery on this side was any different. No, it's the same. Anyway, for all this time, thanks so much for watching. Bye!